Anyway, here she is. So she tried to grift to the right. So she said she tried to do this thing where she was like, "I'm leaving the left because the left is crazy and all the transoids are bad."
Mm.
She is herself a trans person, and yeah, she's just awful. Anyway, but she's now realised, oh shit, that grift didn't work, and they hate me and keep calling me a man. So she decided to pop on with this. Trans sisters. I'm pretty sure I was wrong. I am sorry. Now, when you start an apology, saying I'm pretty sure I was wrong does rather undermine your sincerity, I think. Doesn't seem like you've necessarily done the work to sort of realise why you were wrong when you won't fully accept that you were wrong. I genuinely thought that as a trans woman, if ceded some points with the gender critical crowd, we could have a healthier conversation and arrive at better public policy. Because, you know, pandering to bigots always works. Always. The problem is, they are getting crazier and more extreme. If you admit, quote, trans women don't belong in women's sports, unquote, they agree, but call you a man the whole time. Yeah, we said you would. Yeah, we said that's exactly what you'd get. If you admit, quote, I understand I'm a biological? That's not a word. Biological man, but this is how I want to live my life, and talking about me like this is degrading, unquote. They scream about free speech.
And the thing is, though, like, because here she's still kind of saying, I have the reasonable position. But I'm sorry, but, like, I think it's like okay for trans people to be like, actually, you saying I'm a biological man, we don't agree with that.
Yeah.
And like, just call me a fucking woman if I'm a trans woman.
Exactly.
But so here she's saying, it's not like she's saying her views are wrong. She thinks her compromised position is the correct position.
Yeah.
But she fucked around and found out that the right wing don't care about the so-called sensible position or the compromised position. They want to keep, moving their agenda even further to the right, which we saw from miles away. We didn't need to be in Brianna's shoes to understand that she's fucking stupid. She couldn't. But like, what's annoying, I mean, you're going to get to it, and especially the second part of the tweet, it's so infuriating, is that she's still like, oh, well, I have the right position. No, you don't, though.
No, clearly you don't.
Like, your capitulation is still the incorrect position you have.
Yeah.
It's just that you think the right wing are in any way reasonable, especially when it comes to gender critical and transphobic views. These people are in a cult. Like, it's the point of the entire point of it is cruelty. So you're not going to get gender critical people to agree with you if you're a trans person. They fucking hate you for being a trans person. That's it. And she's now seen that firsthand. And me, as a fucking straight cis dude, right, could fucking see that. Why could I see that? I ain't trans. I ain't a woman. But Brianna Wu couldn't. But okay, I suppose she denied the fucking Nakba, so she's thick.
Yeah, true. If you admit that hurtful language is a part of speech, but you don't have to associate with people that degrade you, they act like the victim and call you a man, and then say you should be thrown in an insane asylum. Like, motherfucker, you are the biggest I didn't think leopards would eat my face, ever. This is fucking tragic. It's like this on everything. They are incapable of looking for a middle ground on bathrooms. They want maximalist policies on everything. They throw a fully transitioned, fully passing trans woman in male prison gen pop and laugh as she got AIDS from being raped. So your problem is that you think that because you think now that you've had facial surgery, feminization surgery, bought for by the grift that you did turning far right, Brianna, that because you pass now or whatever, that you should be given special trans privileges that other non-passing trans people shouldn't. You have learned nothing.
Yeah, that's the point, because obviously a lot of transphobia does go on looks, and it goes on like, well, this person obviously looks like a man. That's where they start it. And it's like, it's kind of unfortunate that we go down this way, but we're like, but look at these passing trans people and they still attack them. Like, obviously it's not ideal to be making those arguments, because if you're trans, regardless if you're passing or not, you're fucking trans, right? But obviously when you've seen the images where like can you believe this is a trans person? Like, yeah, I can. I can see. Look at the size of their neck. It's like a cis woman, right? It's a good gotcha, but obviously, you know, it's not the nicest of arguments, right?
Yeah.
But it is funny. Like, she's obviously become more passing with the money she's grifted as being like a neo-lib Democrat.
Yeah.
I also want to say, Space Monkey said we should invite Brianna and turn left. I'll tell you why we won't have her on there. One, because I think I actually want to speak to interesting people, right? Brianna's not interesting. She's not. And two, it's not about having people that like we agree with. I'll happily like interview a right winger if it can be a genuine, interesting conversation and debate. But someone like Brianna is one, a grifter, and she's not smart. Like, there's nothing. What can I debate her on? That she's really fucking stupid. So, like, someone like Brianna would never go on turn left. Would never be on turn left because I want an interesting conversation. I will absolutely speak to right wingers, but you know, throw something my way that I have to then look inward and be like, right, I need to update my arguments to be better. Someone like Brianna, like.
See,
What's interesting, it'd be unfair. It'll be unfair to dunk on her so easily on turn left as well.
Yeah,
I'm doing it for her sake, actually.
This is the difference between you and I. I want to talk to precisely dickheads. I love talking to dickheads. It's fun for me. So if Brianna wants to come back on, and I'll fucking school her again, absolutely no problems. Yeah, but interestingly, she doesn't want to talk to me again.
Oh, of course she won't. She won't. Especially because when I watched your debate with her, what often happens when someone is like more well read on a certain topic, because obviously you spoke about Israel-Palestine, you were obviously more well read on it, and she was doing the whole thing where you capitulate in the debate. You're like, oh yeah, no, like that's a good point. Yeah, no, I get that, and that's fine. You don't have to be the greatest intellectual. You don't have to know everything, right? But if you're there in that moment to say, okay, I didn't think about it like this way, then be humble enough to carry that forward. But what she was doing was, I don't want to be embarrassed if I start doubling down on some things that I've obviously lost a debate on. So I'm just going to save face, say, actually, that's a good point. Maybe I'll have a think about that. Now, if she carried on acting like that way, that's fair enough. She's learned something. But immediately after she got off the call from you, she went immediately back to the talking points. So it's like she didn't learn anything from the debate, and she's full of shit. But had she tried to argue against certain points that she had no clue on, you would have made her look stupid. A lot of people do that. I've done that before, where I'm like, oh, I don't know the answer to that. And instead of me trying to double down, I'll be like, oh, I'll have a think about that. But the difference is, once that call ends, are you going to then research on that more, or are you just going to go back to the original talking points? And that is when you know someone is serious and intelligent, and someone who isn't serious. And that's what she is. Like, there's so many things I don't know things about, and I've actually changed my opinion on things when I've had a discussion with someone and I didn't know what to say. Like the Ukraine stuff, for example. I've changed my opinion on a lot of these things because I didn't know. And
because you used to be very pro Putin, didn't you?
Oh, love the guy.
Yeah, no, but he used to have that tattoo. Did you get that covered up?
No, I've got it on there.
No, fair enough.
I messaged Graham Planter. I was like, mate, just don't worry, it'll all blow over.
You and Graham, two peas.
Oh God.
Anyway, yes. Brianna continues for some fucking reason. I want middle ground on so many of these policies. I mean, time out. Why? Why do you want middle ground on that? I understand if compromises do eventually need to be made after like a process or whatever, but you holding out the I still want to just have a middle ground. Why? Why not try and fight for the things you actually want and believe in and think are good, even if you end up having to take slightly less than that because of reality? Do you know what I mean? Like, you've already said that the people you're trying to reach out to will never accept that. So why are you holding that out as if that's possible? Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I don't think she's a centrist. I think she's right wing. But the centrism thing is like an ideology in of itself, which is like the appeal to moderation.
Yeah.
It's not what the actual issue is. It's to say, oh, I'm really, really grown up because I don't take maximalist policies on either side. So therefore, I'm really, really smart. And that's the starting position. So then when it comes to every single topic, these people try and find the middle grounds. Not like, oh, this is what I believe in, It's I'm a so-called centrist, and I'm going to find the two opposing sides, and I'm just going to take the middle position. Which is obviously stupid because that means you don't have anything you believe in. And two, the middle position always changes.
Yeah.
There's no firm center ground, right? So this is why I think she's so incredibly stupid. It's not because she's like, look, I actually believe in these compromise policies. This is what I really believe in. Because, like, how can you believe in a compromise? You're admitting yourself it's a compromise. So it's not a position of belief. It's a position of compromise. Yeah. But she only believes in the so-called compromise because it's the compromise, not because those actual policies are right. Because if you ask her, what's your views on, like, trans people? Like, on the toilet debate, what do you think? And most people will be like, piss in where you feel comfortable with and don't be a dick to anyone else. That's not a maximalist position. But according to Brianna, that's maximalist and she needs to find a compromise. But what's the compromise between, I'm going to go for, what happened there?
What?
Oh, sorry. My YouTube went all weird. I thought I got cut off. I've lost my train of thought now.
Okay. Well,
can you pick me up from that? Or?
You I think made the point largely. So we'll move on. She then says in all caps, but the fundamental problem is they do not. They enjoy degrading us. It's fun for them. Yeah, again, we really could have told you this already. Like, they elected Donald Trump, a man whose entire political thing is do anything to own the libs. Literally, fucking destroy America, kill fucking thousands, hundreds of thousands, just to own the libs. Put fucking alligator death swamps at the border to own the libs. Like, it's ridiculous. And the trans people don't escape that loop because the right wing, again, as we discussed previously with they'll do anything not to talk about economics, will have decided that trans people and their very existence is to be a culture war issue. And so they'll just shit on trans people because that's better than, from their perspective, better than talking about, like, wealth taxes.
Is why, like, MAGA and the GOP are good in opposition, because their entire politics is, let's just, like, own the libs.
Yes.
But when you get into government, you've got to do more than own the libs. You've actually got to do something. And, like, people have such short memories in America because when Donald Trump won in 2016, obviously people hated Hillary Clinton, us included. And then Donald Trump was terrible. And then people were like, well, we don't want this guy. And then 4 years later, it's like, oh, we forgot about that. Let's get him in. And then, like, wokeness very quickly comes back for people because they're like, actually, maybe wokeness wasn't so fucking bad because we've got this terrible person in power.
Yeah, wokeness was the only thing. Wokeness was the only thing keeping the planes in the sky. Fact.
Literally.
Yeah, she was literally in an anti-trans Wall Street Journal article the day before this apology. Is that true?
Oh my God,
no.
Really? So full of shit.
Unbelievable. So she sums up. So, sisters, I genuinely... Oh, for fuck's sake, that's cringe in of itself. Just you don't need to address people like you're at a rally. Jesus.
Yeah, and, like, don't say sisters if you're not, like...
Actually, in solidarity.
Treat people like comrades. Like, don't be like, oh, sisters, I'm going to patronise you now. Fuck off.
Yeah. So, sisters, I genuinely don't know what to do. I think many of our most extreme ideas are bad, but theirs are worse. So if I have to pick, I choose us. It's interesting that you use the word pick there, given that you are the biggest pick-me that's ever existed.
Yeah.
And it turns out they didn't pick you. Grim. I wish there were a political vehicle for compromise and medical safeguarding. Ugh. But that just simply does not exist. And then the follow-up is, I consider my business settled with all trans sisters. Yeah. If anyone wants to reset things, unblock and move forward, I am happy to do that.
Unbelievable.
You don't get to decide who's settled business, because that's a two-way transaction. Come on now.
I think what's going to happen is, so obviously she feels like she has no home because obviously the right wing, as expected, have treated her like shit for simply being a trans person. Her views don't matter. Even if she had the exact same opinions as the gender criticals, right? They would just treat her like shit because she's trans. Now she's obviously saying, oh, look, I've got nowhere to go. No one cares about me. Please, can I come back? And rightfully, people can be like, you're full of shit. That apology wasn't an apology. And your views are still wrong. guarantee she'll go crawling back to the right wing, because her politics, once again, is like, people were mean to me, therefore I don't agree with them. So she'll do this, and then she'll be like, oh, I tried being reasonable. I tried saying that, look, I'm on your side now, and then they were still mean to me, so I left again.
Well, she constantly changes and flip-flops what her opinions are on fucking everything. She has all of the moral fibre of a jellyfish, frankly. There's nothing to her. She's completely spineless. The idea is the difference between the weather vane and a road sign or whatever. She just blows with. Yeah. She just blows with the wind. So, to which I say,
just the utter worst people in politics.
Parasite.
You talked all over that.
Sorry,
the soundboard was "Shut the fuck up, you parasite."
Do it again.
Shut the fuck up, you parasite.
I'm sure that'll be definitely ad friendly if I put this up on YouTube. Yay! Anyway, yes. Moving on from this creature.